Bienvenidos, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Invite Only right here on Play Everything, where we get you with the latest gaming news, talk about whatever we want to talk about right here on this channel. And we drop those episodes every Friday on youtube.com. We drop it on audio podcast where you can ever listen to it on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you can listen to it. We got you covered.
Sorry, not to cut off your intro. Since it's a new show, it is in submission for iTunes right now, and it's on Spotify right now, so you can listen on Spotify, and Google Play is also being submitted. So bear with us. It will eventually be up.
We got you. Coming soon. But we're back, and I am your host, Compa Andres. Oh, damn, you saved that one up. I miss it. And obviously these two beautiful guys right here next to me. You got that kid Flowers in the middle.
Yes, sir. What's up, y'all?
And then whoever that guy is on the left, Cheeks _Jr.
Hey.
That asshole.
Everybody's mad at me because I be dunking on him.
No,
you know what I mean, Tombo? You know what I mean?
But let me introduce the man.
It's like Michael. I'm Michael Jordan, honestly.
Oh my god!
I just be dunking on all these motherfuckers, and they all hate on me because I be dunking on them.
Why can't you say Larry Bird?
Realistically, it's their fault for letting me dunk on them. You know what I mean? Play better.
Why can't you be Larry Bird?
Play better.
No comment.
Why can't you be?
No comment.
Play better. Thank you. Michael Jordan podcasting. That's what some people call me, Tombo. Say
Michael Jordan podcast.
See, he said it. Some people say it. Thank you. Appreciate you, Tombo.
No.
I don't like this at all. But we got Tombo holding it down.
Nah. Mikey's been gaming it with me. We've been gaming it. We've been going off.
I got my homie.
You're
Tombo
carrying him. That's what you're saying.
I mean, whatever I do, it's.
I tried joining
Tombo
one time.
Don't betray me, Tombo.
It's fun.
You son of a bitch.
You
son of a bitch. Don't betray me.
It's some good.
Jesus Christ!
It's
all right.
Good time.
Sorry.
So
for
I mean, we're back.
Apologize.
We're here. We're all over the place as always. But what you guys been up to? What have you been playing? I know you guys have been playing Call of Duty. I tried joining you guys to play Call of Duty. That didn't work out.
Don't even say that. Don't even say that.
Let's clear the record here.
You guys have poverty mics.
Honestly,
and
don't
all
even,
this stuff.
yeah,
so you know,
don't even start with your shit.
You cross players. You cross streams.
PS4. This fool's
PS4.
I'm Xbox.
Right.
This fool's in a group party in PS4.
Yeah.
Mikey hops in and tells him to switch to game chat. He's like, nah.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
He tells me no.
It's like
he's on.
It's like
Xbox.
It's 5-1.
Xbox.
It's 5-1. He can FaceTime me. We could do audio.
You're not even playing with the people. You're in the party.
We were like it's 5.
You're playing with two people in the party.
Ask him if everybody was playing the same game.
No.
Was everyone playing the same game?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
So
I think
There's
Ralph.
2 people with you.
I think Ralph was the only
5
one not
people in the
playing.
party. So that's 3.
What are you talking about?
So you
two
didn't join
unaccounted
because
for.
you wanted to stick around and talk to your girlfriends that are playing different games.
Damn.
That's kind of like you might as well just call them on the phone and be like, "Hey, baby, how's
You might as well FaceTime them,
yeah,
right?
just FaceTime them and fucking hop in the party to play COD.
Hey, Tombo. But I played with you.
Yeah.
All right, we get it. You've said it like 5 times. You played with Tombo. If you want to high
Get off
five?
his dick.
Are you mad because you didn't play with Tombo?
Look, I've been playing Death
you
Stranding
mad because we
and
invited
Need for
you.
Speed. I appreciate the invite, but you know I had to get to the Death Stranding.
The what?
And the Need for Speed and Death Stranding. That's what I've been playing.
That's what you've been playing?
Yeah,
That's what I've been playing.
Talk about that.
Death Stranding really good. I still don't know what the fuck's going on.
All right, boring. Need for Speed. How's that?
I know in Death Stranding, all I know is I'm afraid of rain. I'm a fucking legendary fucking hiker mailman delivery guy.
Okay.
And the president's a female, and I have to go rescue the president who's on the other side of the fucking United States, and she needs my help. That's all I know. And the babies, they don't work sometime, and I'll be scared as fuck. So stay out of the rain.
What do you mean the babies don't work?
Yeah.
The babies don't work all the time, Mikey, and it's a scary thing when they don't.
What do you mean they don't work?
Because the baby's supposed to
When are
let
they
you know
working?
when the fucking dead people are coming to you. The babies start crying.
Oh,
Right?
so the baby's crying and
The baby's crying,
It
letting you
cries
know
through
that
the
they're
controller, right?
close. Yeah, it cries that you can hear like a little like wah through your controller. Right?
That's cool.
But the
Wah.
baby sometime, like if they're crying too much or if it's a lot going on, they get this thing called I think it's called autotoxemia or something like that, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but eventually the baby just stops working. Right? At that point, you're kind of on your own. You kind of just hear them walking, kind of see like the earth like shoot up from the fucking ground. You can't see anything, but you just see the earth shoot up. So you kind of just like, you know what I mean? Either if they catch you, then there's gonna be fucking pool of fucking like black ink that just sucks you down to the world, and you die.
you don't really die though in the game, right? You go to the opposite side or whatever.
You go to the upside down world. That's what I'll call it.
Yeah.
And then you have to find your strand. You have to find your strand and bring yourself back to life. And then after that, it's creating like a big ass crater because that's what happens. I haven't died yet. You know what I mean? I be out that shit. I almost got caught once though. They tried to bring me down. I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm a real ass nigga. I'm out this shit. I start running.
You got to.
Me. Yeah. So Death Stranding's that. I want to hop back into that. Need for Speed. I've been playing a lot of Need for Speed.
I really want to talk about this training because I want to know how the whole game works. Like interactions is it like it's really methodical. Is there way more in depth to it? Because that's like a very like it's cool.
Well, I'm like 2.5 hours in. I haven't had a lot of time to play it. I've been trying to find like
tutorial part.
No, I'm like middle of chapter 2. Like I said, I told you a little bit of the story how you have to go rescue the fucking president. She's on the other side of the globe. You have to connect like these societies that are no longer attached to, I forgot the name of their fucking shit.
Yeah.
But you have to connect them with like strands, right?
Yeah.
You have to connect them to this global link, and that's why I'm this legendary mailman, because I have to hike through mountains and shit with my ladders and my fucking rope.
Legendary mailman.
Legendary mailman.
right?
That's what it is.
Did you come up with that, or is he called mailman?
I came up with that. Thank you.
That's a good
He
one.
created that.
Copyright. Mikey Flowers. But
fuck you, Kojima.
No, because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because like Kojima responded to like all these mixed reviews, sort of say, because he straight up said he's like, yeah, I know my game's getting mixed reviews. I mean, and he straight up said like in America, you know, they're so used to like first person shooters, and Death Stranding is not a first person shooter.
I haven't even touched the gun yet.
So that's what he was saying.
I've been using my fist. I had to fight some dudes because like this is the society of people that are still alive, and they don't really care what the fuck you got going on. They just want to get what their materials are and fucking bring it back to their home. So they're out there kind of just scavenging their own shit. I've met a couple of them, had to beat their ass.
Take their loot.
I didn't get in touch to take their loot because they kind of jump you. So like I beat up maybe like 1 or 2, then I gotta fucking book it. You know what I mean? Because like one of them, there'd be like one like boss one in the group that you can't really take down without a gun. So like I beat like the rest up, and then like this one dude's looking at me, like he just runs straight me with this fucking like spear. Can't fuck with him, so I gotta go.
You got to.
I gotta go.
That's hella funny.
I don't agree with Kojima's hypothesis though that like it's America is not used to first person shooters.
Yeah.
To me, I kind of akin him to I do akin him back to like a Rogan, where it's like I make shit I want to make, and you either fuck with that or you don't. Yeah, like I mean, that's the Kojima vibe that I get from it, and
it hurts him a little bit though because it's getting mixed reviews, and I think that's the reason why he said it though.
I don't think
somebody's talking about
honestly,
his baby.
Honestly, I want to see him not give a fuck about mixed reviews though. Like because to me, Kojima's a motherfucker where he can really release anything, and the people who fuck with Kojima are gonna love it.
Yeah, I mean, I went into this game not knowing shit.
You still don't know
it
shit.
is a very different game, clearly by the reviews that the states are giving it. It's very different from the normal looter or game action shooter that we usually get. I wouldn't even call this a shooter, truthfully.
Good.
Which is probably why it's getting these mixed reviews, because that's what they went into it expecting it, like a Metal Gear Solid type of normal Kojima-esque type of game. It's completely different, which I like. It's something different. The story is very engaging. The fucking world is amazing. Like I said, the rain is crazy. It's a lot of
everything
shit I don't
else is good
still.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why I think Kojima said that is because, again, like this is his baby, and when people call your baby ugly, you go and defend it.
Babies don't work.
I don't necessarily think that was a defense, because, like I said, his letter came off very much like I kind of make the shit I want to make. Like, to me, that's
good. You want to have that
came
backbone.
off to, and then on top of that as well, it's like I don't think it's the reviewers either coming in thinking it's gonna be like a Metal Gear, and it's not Metal Gear, so like let me like mark it down, because like these they are professionals. Like if it was the game if they like the game, they'd say they like the game. I just don't think they like the game, which is fine. I just think people put too much weight behind it. Like I want to get to the point to where it's just like this is for an audience, and if you don't like it, that's fine, but I'm not making it for you. Like, I'm not making it for the reviewer who wants this X, Y, or Z, right? Yeah. I'm making it for the player who wants to play a Kojima game. And that is what a Kojima game is. And if you like weird shit, that you're not going to know what the game is going into it. And it is going to be a learning curve. And it's going to be completely different from the garbage that keeps getting recycled in the gaming industry. That's what I like about Kojima. Now, have I played the game? No. Am I going to play the game? Maybe down the road, possibly.
Nope.
Probably not. But
you don't want to have a backlog like some people here.
But here's the thing. We'll get into that. But my thing is, it's not for me, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's a bad game because it's not for me. Because
I can tell you right now,
it's
Mikey,
a good game.
It probably won't be for you.
Yeah,
and I'm only gonna say this because it's a very slow starting game.
Yeah, it's not CTR.
And I know you like a game that's gonna like grab you right away, and this game's definitely not gonna do it. It's definitely a game that if you're not really attached to really trying to learn more what the story is really going to give you, then it's going to be hard to grasp.
See, and since it's so story focused too, I think I'd like that. I do like the concept, right? I do like the concept that there's a president and you got to go and you got to link up all America, right? Yeah. I do like that, but that's a really cool concept, and I do like how Kojima doesn't follow the norms of gaming where it's like, oh, it has to play like this, it has to be like this. That's why I like Kojima, where it's like, even if it's not for me, I still think I wouldn't say it's a bad game, because it's a Kojima game, and if it's either for you, it's not for you. And I want to see more games, more developers with a face like Kojima, because there's not a ton where it's like, okay, this is Naughty Dog's a perfect one, right? A Naughty Dog game, that means something to you, right? So if you don't like Naughty Dog games, that's cool, but it's not a bad game. You just don't like Naughty Dog games. Exactly. Where it's and not many games are like that, because everybody tries to be like each other. They try to be like this and they try to be like this, and they want to kind of fit this mold where it's like, okay, no, then you're just a bad game because you don't have an identity as a developer. Yeah. And it's the same thing with us, right? Like there are people who aren't gonna like us or hate us or whatever it is, and it's like, cool, this isn't for you. We don't make this for you. We're gonna make the shit that we like, and the people who fuck with it are gonna fuck with it, and the people who don't. Cool. See you later. See you on your way. Like the door's that way, and it's not like a hubris thing. It's more of this just isn't for you, and that's why I liked about that letter from Kojima. To me, it's not necessarily trying to defend his baby. To me, it came off more as a hey, this is this is a me game, and it's not a Metal Gear Solid. It's not a first person shooter, so. If you don't like my games, then you don't like my games. This isn't for you, which I wish we got more of that in the games industry, because that's how you get more unique stuff. Because Death Stranding, as much as you might not like it, or it might not be a game for me, I don't know though yet, because I do like really heavily driven story games. So
now there's some things I don't like about Death Stranding. Don't get me wrong.
No, any game, go. What don't you like?
I going back to what Andre said last week, it is a fucking lot of walking. I will say that it's a lot of fucking walking, and I didn't think it would bother me,
but it's bothering
to the point of where it's like. To some point, you're going to be backtracking, and that's going to take another 15 minutes, because after you've done hiked over 3 mountains, right, and then you realize, okay, you took it to this west village over here, right, this western district, whatever, dropped off some cargo luggage, right, because I'm this legendary mailman, dropped it off, right, and then, okay, plant this seed here, and then you can, as you're hiking, you can pick up shit, and it tells you okay, if you pick up this lost cargo and you take it over here, you're gonna get XYZ points. So then you have to go back and bring that shit back to the main fucking district, and that's gonna take another 15 minutes just so you can get your that grind up and you get your level up, and it pays off in the end, but it's a lot of back and forth, and I can see that being repetitive down the road, because the way this game is working out is. The higher your reputation is with these districts, the more access they give you to vehicles and shit like that. So in a sense, you really have to do that. But it's just really tedious and annoying.
Well, that could be, to me. You said you found it rewarding, right? And do they kind of set a vibe too? When you are is there a certain particular fuck, I'm out in the open, I could get fucking taken out at any time?
Not really. I'm not, like I said, I'm still, I'm in chapter 2, so they haven't exposed me to a lot of, the dangerous things in the world. I do have ran into the BTs, which is, the dead creatures. They come out when it's raining. I do have a little BB baby on me, so, it works, it doesn't work sometimes. And then you have, the scavenger people, which I've ran into a couple of them. So I have, little, exposures to, okay, I'm in the open,
danger of it
could happen to me, yeah. So, I do have some type of feel for, maybe I shouldn't be out here, maybe I should take this route, maybe I should not, maybe I shouldn't go here.
Street cred.
Yeah. But like I said, there's things like that I see little bit annoying down the road, but hopefully it should pay off.
Down the road too, you said there's vehicles and shit too, so it's probably going to get faster getting from point to point to point to point.
Because I'm looking forward to that. They already kind of tease you with some of the vehicles, you see a little motorcycle and you see little trucks, and it's you want to walk up to them and get in, there's no access, and it's okay, fuck you, let me just go hiking. So
yeah, but then I'm thinking,
anything else you want to add to Death Stranding?
No, I mean that's a Death Stranding kind of review in progress.
Yeah, I want to get some gameplay out on Death Stranding.
Because I want to see more of it. I want to see those bad guys. I want to see a boss fight. I want to see those things. But like Mikey was saying, it's just the Kojima style of it. And it's not for me. It's definitely not for everybody. But for the people who do love it, love it. It's such a love-hate. I think there's no in-between. Mm-hmm. You might be actually in the between. But still, it's a game where I'm you know what? I know it's not for me. I appreciate what they're going for. And like I said, I'm glad that he said what he said about that. He's it's not a shooter, but you know what? America might not like it, but you know what? I made a game that I want to make. Sure. And to Mikey's point, yeah, you want people to do that. You want people to create what they want to create and not be, held back by criticism or what other people think. And that's why our hats off is always to Kojima. And I think that's why he's always well respected in the industry. And that's why when people whenever say Kojima's talking, he's doing it, they're like, shut the fuck up. He's talking, he's doing something. Like, he knows what he's talking about.
Much love to Kojima. But the other game I've been playing, Need for Speed Heat. It's a lot of fucking heat. Really good game.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, really good game. I like the kind of daytime, nighttime mode they have. So in the daytime, that's where you get all your money. Nighttime is where you get all your reputation. That's where you level up yourself.
That street cred, that rep.
Yeah, that street cred. That's where you get all your street cred at night. That's also where the cops get super aggressive and they fucking just fuck your shit up. I think I'm like level 7 or 8. I just bought my second car, doing my little thing. You know what I mean? Souping them up. I just got a little RX-7. Got an S13 for those who know what that is. So I'm digging it. The story's kind of they do let you create your own avatar. You can kind of customize them, but most of the details gonna be in the cars for sure, which I am expecting. Obviously, it's a car game.
Can you put spinners on them?
No spinners. I mean, I haven't seen.
What kind of fucking game is this, man? Do you remember the days?
I don't know. Like I said,
do you remember when spinners with the craze?
Yeah, Need for Speed Underground 2.
Spin that shit and you see the rims go the other way.
He had
fucking mind blown.
Had hydraulics and shit.
I took you out of that memo. I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there. But
really liking that game too. Getting used to the controls, getting used to the environment. There's a lot of shit to do. There's a lot of little mini collectible things you can do just driving around. Like, oh, you have to collect this. You have to jump through this billboard. Little shit like that kind of makes the game a little fun. It is online at the same time, so cool. I can't be driving around and just meet this random person and kind of they follow me, they follow you.
So is it just like the streets when you stop at a red light and somebody you see another car and you rev it a little bit bitch, let's go.
I can visibly see on the map like Grand Theft Auto. You can visibly see the other player on the map and they're driving, and sometimes you can see them in a physical race, and then you can kind of low-key you can kind of fuck with them.
You really can?
Yeah, so they can be literally in the middle of a race and you can see all 5 cars racing on the fucking street, and you can just come in and fuck with them like that.
Do you join the race?
No, I mean you can, but you have to do it before they start.
Oh, no, that'd be kind of cool, though, if you could just join in, even though you won't get credit or anything, you may get half of it.
Why would I waste my time, then? Why would I do that?
So you can pull stuff out at, a red light, and then they're coming down the street?
Yeah, you can see all 5 cars just coming.
Go.
Fuck up the first place guy?
Yep. That happens all the time because I don't know what the fucking NPC fucking cars they have in the worst spots every fucking time. I swear to God. It's the cars literally run into the middle of the street and just stop.
I think you have to get good.
Is it annoying?
Very annoying, bro. I hit him every time.
So I got one more question. So what other game are you not gonna finish?
Well, hold on. We get into this. I want to.
Why
is
he trying to come at me with the not
We're
finishing?
We're gonna get to that after the playing.
I want to get to it now.
We're playing. No,
why are you trying to come at me?
I want to know what's different about this Need for Speed than other Need for Speeds. As somebody who's not a racing fan.
Well, this Need for Speed is definitely reminiscent of the older ones. Like Need for Speed, Most Wanted. I can definitely feel the daytime era, definitely that vibe. Need for Speed Undercover a little bit as far as how the cops play out and how you have to really be on your guard as far as how aggressive the cops can be at night. Need for Speed Underground as far as how customizable you can have on your car. You can literally customize the window, the front bumpers, the side bumpers, the side skirts, the exhaust sound, the exhaust tips. Literally everything on your car you can customize, even down to the color of the smoke. Not the wipers. I mean, it doesn't rain. So it's really customizable in that sense, which they haven't done in a long time. I mean, they've had some customization, but not this deep.
And it's just cosmetic. Doesn't improve the actual stat of the car. Hey, get this wing tip and then you'll be a little bit more faster or anything like that.
No.
It's purely cosmetic.
Purely cosmetic.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can just have your car style the fuck out as much as you want. They have this community thing where you can kind of download other people's
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can download other people's styles that they put.
Their skins essentially.
Can you draw something and then actually import it in there too, or no?
I mean, I don't know the details, logistics of that.
Okay.
Possibly. But it's as far as how customizable it is, I really enjoy that, especially with the customizable avatar. I really fuck with that. And then just like I said, the overall gameplay is really good so far.
Man, you're the only one playing new games, man. It's pretty good.
Hey, fuck you.
What game are you playing?
I'm playing Medieval.
Have you?
Yes,
cool.
I have.
That's not a new game.
So, yes, it is.
It's a game that's already been out.
No, so there's a lot of things that they changed. No, it came out the same time Death Stranding did, same day.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't pick up Death Stranding because I got Star Wars this week. actually today by the time this posts. So
Yes.
I'm very excited for Star Wars.
Super.
So
I'm excited to hear you talk about it.
Yeah, I'm super stoked that like that's
Me
all
and Mikey.
weekend. I'm
We're
gonna
Oh fuck yeah!
I'm gonna
dude.
try to
I'm
get as
excited.
far as possible for next week's podcast to be able to give impressions on the new Star Wars. But Medieval, I played the demo, kind of give the impressions. I've gotten deeper into it. They've took in a lot of things from Medieval 2, where it's like the swap system for like weapons, and they just made it like a more current game. Controls still like a little bit wonky, but I kind of miss games like that where it's not super like fine tuned necessarily. I know that sounds dumb.
I'd be
but-
mad.
No. It works really well. Like their
you're
combat
trying to
system.
speed
They have
runs
like a
and it's,
little
like,
spark
janky.
that follows around, and then like when an enemy's close, like it will like blink
Like-
red and then go to the enemy that you're attacking.
Yeah.
Essentially, so like
I
when
like
you're
games
throwing
like
knives
that
and
because
shit.
like you feel like there's a skill gap to it. Like you can't just hop in and be like good at fighting. Like you really have to understand how broken the fucking mechanics are.
Yeah, and then you
to
have to
really
learn
be
how to
good at
work
the
around the
mechanics.
mechanics, and we
Yeah.
don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what I really do miss. That music is awesome. Just
So-
like that, just because the tone of the game is just so like Halloween, but like that's
Yeah.
kind of like a bad example, but
You got that nostalgia though, Phil.
yeah, not even that, because I didn't really play the first Medieval. And I was always intrigued and I always wanted to play it, and some people have nostalgia for this game. I'm not one of them, but I do love 3D platformers, right?
Mhm.
And especially this one being so combat focused.
Okay.
Like I said, I do love the way you like progress in the boss battles, and you have to get these chalices, and there's a hall of heroes that will like give you better weapons, and I don't know, it's
Are you playing for the gameplay, or are you playing for like the story right at this point?
A little bit of both.
a little bit of both. I mean, the story is good. Like, I like the characters, right? The number one thing you have to nail down in any 3D platformer. Actually, I want to do a video essay on this eventually. But to make a good 3D platformer, you have to have compelling characters.
Okay.
And not even just compelling, like deep, like, oh, Nathan Drake, look at how much like he was a broken man at one point, blah blah blah. Like, not like that, but
Yeah.
like, just characters you like to play as, and like the world that you like to be in. And
interesting.
I do really like the world, and it does, like, there's just cool environments, there's cool boss battles, there's different mechanics, and you keep getting them as you go on, like different like ways to play and kind of switch up and get better and blah blah blah. It is very basic of a game in terms of, like, again, it's not like a game today where it has 50 hours, so much depth, blah blah blah, but like I don't need that right now. Like, I'm
Mhm.
trying to knock this out before
Pick
Star
up, play
Wars.
it, boom.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat this before Star Wars. I think that's very doable. I'm gonna be putting in some work these next couple of days because again I finish games, so I want to get that before Star Wars comes out. But it is really fun. I do love Sir Daniel Fortescue. I think that they're trying to leverage him into a comeback in terms of PS5. Like, I think you're going to see a bunch of these character platformers kind of come back, and mascots essentially play a big role in the next wave, especially feeding on the nostalgia, especially with things like Stadia coming out. Like, Sony wants to play on that nostalgia.
Yeah,
So
they're making
then
a move on it.
setting the tone for, okay, this is Medieval, like, remaster, and then here's a new Medieval game with way better, like, fighting mechanics and this and that, right? I'm sure it didn't sell well. I'm almost positive it didn't sell well. But I think it's important to fund games like this.
It didn't sell well? You're saying it didn't?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it didn't sell well. This isn't like a Crash, right?
No.
With Crash, even at the time, people were calling me stupid, but I knew Crash was going to explode when it came out.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, on this, it's like I knew it would kind of be like a little lackluster in terms of the reception.
Yeah.
But I am really enjoying the game because it's a game that we don't get a lot of anymore. And it is kind of like God of War combat a little floatier than God of War combat. And, like, it's cool because, like, in God of War, you get the different items and the different weapons and whatever. So, like, but it's like cartoon, and it's puzzles and this and that, and I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I really want to knock that out. So that's like the big one I've been playing. And then again, Call of Duty every once in a while with Tombo, or still want to get through that story as well. So
Yeah.
we'll see how far I can get into that story before Star Wars. Because as soon as Star Wars comes out, I'm sorry, Tombo, I can't play Call of Duty.
I don't give a fuck. It's not like
But yeah, so that's what I've been
that's
playing.
stress on my back.
And I knew he was going to be playing.
That's true. Yeah, we knew you were playing Death Stranding.
I knew he was going to be playing Death Stranding, so I didn't feel a need to play it. Even though I do want to dabble in it. But
You don't want to dab.
Hey, what about co-op on Call of Duty? Fucking hard.
Oh yeah, we tried co-op on Call of
Is it
Duty
the
as
special
well.
ops mode?
Yeah,
Is it
the
the-
special. It's different from the special ops on
Call it the
Modern
Modern
Warfare 2. Yeah. Tombo didn't fuck with that at all. I like it. I kind of want to get a group of 4 and just do all the
Yeah,
co-op missions.
I've done it once.
Yeah.
I like how you can play like different roles. Like one's a medic, one's like an assault guy. I like that.
Were you playing the classic ones or were you playing the regular ones?
Honestly, I was just in a party with someone else, and then we played one of the missions where it was like a juggernaut. I was a medic, and I saved everybody.
Is in the stadium one?
Yeah.
There's like a giant stadium. Yeah, that's the one we were playing. We
Yeah.
fucking failed. But I do
Good
want to
job.
like beat like all the co-op because I again Call of Duty just feels so good. But
It feels good. Yeah.
that's what I've been playing. Very excited. Knock out some of these games. I think I can platinum Medieval, so we'll see on
I'm
that
not
one.
gonna go like have that conversation with you about planning.
Oh, because I platinum CTR?
I mean, it took you forever.
But I did it. How many
I
platinums
mean,
you got?
You might as well. I don't care about platinums.
What are you playing?
Probably the
Oh,
last
nothing
game
new?
I platinum was
You're
Spider-Man.
playing
But
nothing new?
everybody played Spider-Man.
You're not playing nothing new?
Did
Did you even platinum
this
Spider-Man?
game called Life? It's pretty interesting. What's
Game
up?
called Life.
Yeah, platinum that.
So is just Call of Duty like? Are you gonna play for the next year?
No, I'm on. So I'm in a dilemma because
What's your dilemma?
I'm super excited for Star Wars
You're not good at games.
and I'm super excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Hey.
They both come out the same day.
I'm trying to finish Death Stranding
So-
before Pokemon Shield comes.
Good luck on that.
Not
That's like a
You're
50-hour
not
game.
gonna
I'm
finish
gonna do it.
that.
I'm gonna do it. Fuck you guys.
That's why I picked Medieval, because it's like,
my
cool, I got a
God.
week.
I would literally want to put money on this
I'm gonna do it.
because even if I think there's money on it, I still think you won't beat it.
Again,
Bet.
listen.
I really
listen
wanna
to what
play
he
that.
said though. Beat it.
I'll
Beat it.
Finish the game.
Not get halfway through.
No.
Beat it.
Beat it. Done. Credits at the end.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
pull
do
up that tweet from Alexander. We
Now
talked
we're
about
not
this
gonna
last
get
week.
into
Yeah, now we're gonna get into this because he brought it up.
You son of a.
So this is what it is. All right. So Flowers, we talked about last week how Flowers never finishes a game. He's like, "What? I finish games." Blah blah
I
blah.
finish them all the time.
Spider-Man didn't finish. God of
never
War
said
didn't
that.
finish.
I never said I finished.
Hella
games.
shit didn't finish.
So we figured out. And
So
then
we got our stat man on the floor,
Alex.
Alexander, coming us with the
Stat man.
facts.
And he hit us with a tweet, and he said, "Hey guys," he didn't say "Hey guys," he just said, "Flowers' trophy list is very concerning. I see 0 to 4% in a lot of games, such as The Last of Us, Heavy Rain, Uncharted 2. Those are literally the only the first
Let
ones
me
that he
explain
saw."
myself.
And he said,
Hold
"Hold
on.
on." He said, "I also noticed
No.
no PS3 trophies."
Go ahead.
And he said, "I think you have a serial backlogger on their hands."
Look. So,
Hey, but before you make
What's
your
up?
case in defending
what's up?
yourself,
Because I got a case to tell. What's up?
why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Look, check this out. So, a lot of these games I get, right? Sometimes with the PlayStation Store, I hear good things about them, you know? And like Mikey says, sometimes they're just not for you. You know what I mean?
But
Spider-Man,
there-
not for him.
There's
Right? Okay, look, some games.
God
God
of
of
I just-
War, not for him.
Look,
God of War,
look,
not for him.
Detroit
Look.
Become Human, a game that
Let
he
me-
raved about.
Let me
not
plead
for
my
him.
case. Let me plead my case. All right? Look, so this game's like Spider-Man. I'll get like 75% through, right?
Wow, you're so
Get-
close
let
to
me-
finish
Let
it.
me finish my God of War, right? I'll get like
Ay,
80,
Dios mío.
85% through, right? And then a new game comes out and I'm just stuck in there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you are right now. But like, for example, if you didn't finish Medieval, right? And you didn't finish the Call of Duty campaign and the Star Wars drop, are you going to come back to those games?
Yes.
Okay, well,
You're
that's the
75%.
difference between me and you.
Yeah, you
Because
just
then I'll
said-
get stuck into the other game.
Okay, but here's the thing. What's the 15%? You can't spend a couple more hours in a game and just how far
finish
were you
it.
on God of War? God of
Spider-Man.
War? Yeah, how far were you on God of
Probably
War?
like 80, 85%.
Okay, but like where'd you end on the story?
You can go ahead and pull it.
Truthfully, if I had to tell you, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Cool. So
Like, I
you
haven't
didn't
played
even
in that
remember
long.
the game. So
I haven't played in that long. Like I know I just beat the Valkyrie that was at the lava area.
okay, that's not even part of the main story.
The
But okay.
Valkyrie's not even part of the movie.
Well, I was doing a lot of the side shit too. So I have
I
both
did too.
weapons.
It's cool.
I have both the weapons you get. I forgot his son's name, but he's almost like maxed out. I have a lot of stats on him too.
Is he sick?
Is he sick?
Yeah.
No.
Is your son? Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're definitely not 83% in the story.
I don't know if he's sick or not. Okay, I don't remember what happened. I'm fighting Valkyries right now.
Okay, so my point is just like, but just you spent the 60. You're a man of value, right? You're
I'm
a
gonna
man
come
who
back to
appreciates
him.
his
Look.
dollars.
I say all this just to say this in the end. I'm gonna come back to these
No, you're not.
games.
You're not.
Some
You're
of these
not.
games I'm not gonna come back to, like Heavy Rain.
You won't.
Probably not gonna come back to.
Okay,
Why not?
That's
Because
fine. You
that
don't
game
like
was
it.
glitchy.
Okay, you don't like it.
Uncharted. I'm probably not gonna go back to those either. You
Why
know
not?
why?
You don't like it.
I didn't. I mean, it's not that I didn't like them. They just weren't really that captivating.
Okay, what about
Like, they were
Detroit
cool.
Become Human?
Detroit Become Human. I'm working on it.
Okay, but are you gonna go back to that?
Yeah, I actually still have that downloaded
Okay,
on my
God of War.
my little library. God of War, I am gonna re-download.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I'm gonna re-download.
Okay, so
It's kind of the reason why
are
I don't want
games
to.
gonna stop releasing?
no.
Okay,
So then you're never gonna
are you gonna
finish
go
it.
back to them?
Yeah.
Okay, but the
Why
argument,
goes-
Back to
hold
the-
on,
in
hold
the
on,
gap.
Your Honor. So the argument you just made to me was
Come on, I'm the plaintiff.
you start playing games, and then a new game comes out, and then you lose interest in the old game, and you don't finish it.
It's not that I lose.
So games are
interest.
going to
You know, that
continue
sounds
coming
like
Just
out.
I want to have an impression. I really want
Final
to get
Fantasy
into
11 is
going
going
to
to come out,
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah.
all right?
Final
And
Fantasy
all these
7.
other games that you're excited for, right?
7, yeah.
Uh huh.
Oh, sorry.
Cyberpunk?
remake,
Yeah,
whatever.
I forgive
Cyberpunk,
you.
whatever.
I forgive you.
Okay, and then what? You're going to still go back to those games?
Eventually, right?
That's kind of.
That's what I'm promising you
Okay.
right now. I'm gonna go back to them. I'm gonna finish them.
You're not going to finish those by
I
the
told
end
you,
of next
look,
year.
my goal right now, I'm gonna finish Death Stranding, right?
By when?
Before Pokemon, which is the 20th. So I have like what,
4 days.
8 days? Fuck you.
20th. Hey, put
8
a,
days?
Put a, put
Star Wars comes out.
I thought it comes out.
I didn't say Star Wars. I said Pokemon.
Yeah, doesn't it
comes
come
out
out the
Friday.
same time? I thought they come out the same
Pokemon
day.
comes on the 20th.
Oh, then I don't know what the fuck this fuck's talking about.
I don't know why are we even talking about Andres? Because Andres gives us alternative facts anyway.
All the time.
Yeah, right. So November 20th, Pokemon drops. I got 8 days to finish Death Stranding, which is doable.
Even
All
though
right.
it says initial release date the 15th.
50 hours.
Like I know what I'm
It's
talking
a
about.
50-hour game.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 'cause right here where it says initial release date November 15th, 2019. Yeah, I know my
Ooh,
shit.
Alternative facts.
Fuck. This, do you see this? Pretend this is a mic.
Pretend this is a mic.
Bitch. Fuck. I'm not trying to run our actual mic.
Okay, I got 3 days. All right, I got a
Bitch.
little fire on my ass now.
3 days, 50 hours.
I got a fire under my ass. I
It's
didn't
not
know that.
even mathematically possible.
You're not gonna do it.
Look. Next topic.
Shut him down. Shut him the fuck down.
We all know, but it's cool. I mean, as long as you get,
So-
I always like almost beating a race and not, finishing it. I always love doing that. I always love the satisfaction of not beating something. Just something about not beating a game.
So Flowers will
Just
tell
really-
you what the middle of Death Stranding his impressions are, and then you'll never hear him talk about it again.
That's not true.
It's a review in
not
forever
true.
progress because
That's
we'll
not
never
Yeah,
figure
you're not
it
gonna
out.
finish that game by the end of the year.
No.
I'm gonna finish Death Stranding before Pokemon drops.
No.
No, you're not.
You won't.
Before-
money? Because now you're trolling.
I
Now you're just
wanna
trying to
put
stick
money
by
on
it.
it.
100,
Before
100.
Pokemon? Before Pokemon.
Before Pokemon.
I
Okay.
won't
How much
believe
we
it.
talking?
100.
100?
I don't know about 100. That's
100.
steep.
Hey, 100.
That's steep.
That should encourage you
100.
more.
That's
the
steep,
higher
though.
the number should encourage
Like,
you
I
more.
got a
Bro.
job. I got school. I
That's
got things to
100.
do.
Exactly. That's
Bro,
why
if
you're
you
not gonna beat it.
if you put if you
So-
game it and you beat it, you get
Wait a
$100.
minute. You got a job and things at school, things to do. So why are you making the bet? Because you know you're not gonna beat it.
Because I know I'm gonna beat it.
Then why wouldn't you bet?
Then
the
that's
100?
$100. Oh,
$100. Oh, I didn't
fuck.
He didn't make $100.
Pay the man.
You
Pay
saw
the
that
man.
on camera. I'm gonna beat it.
Dead ass-
Check
you
my
know what?
trophies.
Hey, you know
Alright,
what?
check his
I'll let
trophies
you
on
do-
Friday.
Wait,
I'll let you do this.
Friday,
Go.
check his trophies.
Go. You can leave the podcast. I'll let you get a head start. Go play Death Stranding. You can leave right now. I'm not even kidding.
I'm honestly almost tempted to leave right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'll let you go fucking.
I'm being fair. I'm saying Friday. I'm not even saying 9 o'clock on Thursday. I'm saying Friday.
All right, Friday 11:59
I'll
p.m. Like
give
it's a
you-
homework assignment.
Wait,
you know what
Friday night 11:59.
No,
so
no,
that's,
no.
Yeah, Friday 11:59.
No,
That's a whole damn near.
Saturday.
That's yeah. That's
What do you
damn
mean
near
that's not
Saturday.
Saturday? It's
Ben, you know what?
Friday,
I'm so
11:59
confident- I'm
PM.
so confident. Yes, 11:59 p.m. on Friday.
That gives
You're
him
not
a
gonna beat
that gives him a whole day, bro.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's fine. He's got work.
He has to
He's got
sleep, he
school.
has
He's
work.
got shit to do.
Dude,
Wow.
he's usually gonna put in like 2 minutes.
Oh, I just made $100.
Dude, go play the game. Just go. Just leave.
Damn,
'Cause-
I'm a little tempted. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we'll cut you.
I got a lot to do.
But that's it. I mean, those are gonna be
I
our
can't play
reviews
any
so far.
side quests now. Fuck.
These
No,
are gonna
enjoy
be
the game.
No,
No, I can't. I can't enjoy the
can't.
game. I got 3 fucking days. What the fuck you mean?
You put that on
Yeah,
yourself.
you put that on
bro.
yourself,
No,
dog.
I need
Handshakes on camera, dog. Handshakes on camera.
Look, when I said I was gonna platinum CTR in that weekend that it came out, I put that on myself.
Yeah, no.
I had to eat that
2
shit.
days.
I had to eat that shit.
And
do
you're
it.
gonna eat more shit
I'll
because
do
of
it.
that.
I'm
'cause
gonna
it took
call
you
a lot of
forever.
work in school for the next 2 days.
You won't.
Whoa, whoa,
Get
whoa,
done.
whoa, whoa.
Hey,
That's
you
funny.
finna rule.
He
He's
said
gonna
nothing
drop.
about
He's
it.
gonna drop
I mean,
his whole life for
technically
$100.
could.
you look
just
kind of
playing.
sick today, dog. You look sick.
Cough, cough. Might not be able to finish this podcast.
So go ahead and.
Hey, so who do you call out to, Mikey?
No, of course not.
Hey, I can't make it in today.
I'm gonna let him know.
Hey man.
Hey, Mikey.
came up.
Hey, take him off the shit for the next whole week.
You gotta respect the man.
Fine,
Respect
somebody
the
to
hustle.
cover me, dog.
Respect him doing it.
Yeah,
I do.
But yeah,
I
man,
do.
that's good. I like how we're going more in depth about these reviews because we need to. Like I said, next week I'm gonna give you a review. We're gonna try to. Me and Mikey are gonna go in
I'll
on
go
Star
in
Wars.
the fuck. You need to get as far as possible. I'm gonna try to beat that motherfucker before.
I know you actually would do that, and you would
So
actually
I need
stay up
someone
to
to
like
talk about it.
5.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that. I need
Yes,
to
you
my
do.
sleep.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I'll 100% play as much as I can, but then there's a
Andres
party
also
gotta
quit,
go
fake ass
to
hoe.
and things like that. You know, so,
I got a long night ahead of me. I can say that.
Sword and Shield. I'm excited about that too. But I'm excited for Sword and Shield. I mean, I haven't seen any reviews of them yet. I don't know if the embargo's
Is
It's
it
been
some leaks?
lifted.
embargo. No, it's embargo.
It's embargo still.
You see some leaks?
No. I'm saying I haven't seen any reviews of the game yet.
No, yeah, no. There's no reviews. But
So
there's a lot of leaks and shit online.
I'm staying away. Just like how I'm
Ash,
staying away
fake
from
fan.
them.
Fake fan.
Just like
You're
what
afraid of being spoiled? The fucking Pikachu's fucking special ability?
right.
Fucking
What
dork?
are you gonna miss?
for
What are you
Star Wars.
spoiling?
Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen reviews for any of them.
Yeah, he's a Pokemon.
Well, my bad. Well, for reviews for both games, I haven't seen anything about reviews for both
It's
games.
usually the day of for a review.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen sometimes a little bit before. Sometimes.
Like,
Yeah,
days
for
before.
some games. It's
Yeah, so,
developer
I mean,
developer. If
I
they're
just
really confident in their game, they'll have the embargo. Like,
Really?
Yeah, ahead of time.
So I think I've heard somebody like there's people who have hands-on experience and they can't really give an official review off like 2 hours of gameplay, but from people who have played the game, I've heard nothing but good things so far. And then obviously Pokemon Sword and Shield, you know what you're getting with Pokemon, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all those things. Thursday, Friday, I think they're doing midnight launches for those games. So Thursday night, we're in there. We're in there Thursday night,
Fuck.
After
After
this
the
Friday.
download.
which is available today. Since you're listening to the podcast,
Oh yeah, go pick up
go
Star
pick
Wars. I'm
up
very
Star
excited.
Wars and pick up Pokemon Shield, Sword and Shield. There are gonna be some great games for you guys to play for the weekend. Amazing games. So yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for those. Other than that, Call of Duty, I don't care. They nerfed the M4 and they nerfed the shotgun. Thank God. Let's go into some real news.
News.
Oh man, that was a very big long intro. Jesus. Oof. What?
What are you talking about?
Double.
What are you looking at?
No, I
I
thought you looked at the mic and you were like, dude, did I click?
we got
Did I
games to
click?
talk about.
What games?
Before we've had no. I'm saying we've had no games to talk
We
about
had
before.
games.
So of course
Oh.
we have fucking games to talk about. So that's gonna take a minute.
No, you didn't. You're a piece of shit, though. Don't even joke like that.
I can see it.
So news. I know we brought it up a little bit right now too. Let's go to the Stadia thing we're going to talk about because Stadia's
what's up
coming
with
out.
Stadia?
Wait, why'd you skip the first one?
Because that's.
Let him drive the boat.
I'm driving the boat.
Okay.
You mentioned Stadia earlier, and I want to just hear more of your opinion about it because
What's up?
is there any hype for this game, this console?
There never was.
I mean,
I feel like there was. I feel like when we talked about it, I feel like there was a little bit no hype stank, no whiff.
Only you were the one who was hyped.
I was not hyped. I was straight off the bat. I told you this
I mean,
wasn't
you're
gonna
like-
work.
the
are you
most
gonna get it?
excited.
Yeah, you're like, I think I'm gonna get it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you said, roll back the
Bro,
tape. Alexander, go back to that
roll it
episode.
back, Alex. If you fucking find it, I swear to God, I'll send you
Fine's
something.
clip plays now. Plays right here.
But yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people, I was excited for Stadia in the fact that I thought they were going to bring something new to the table. Like, oh, they're going to bring new games, exclusives to their things. They announced their pretty much launch lineup and they announced what's going to be coming up. And it's something that we could all get now. It's games that you could just play now.
Besides their one time exclusive and one exclusive game that they have, which, to be honest, haven't seen shit on.
Yeah.
And
So,
two, I called it. I knew they weren't gonna come with games.
really?
Yeah, when
Well, yeah, you
when we
did.
talked about it, I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not gonna get it. There's no games. There's no way that they have the developers to support this, just because I don't think they had the time to do this. We might get some exclusives in a year, but at that time, like, their momentum's all gone. Like, they should have held this for a year. Came out. Look at all these
With the
exclusive
actual-
games
yeah,
that we have.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, there's 5 exclusive launch titles that actually look really decent, right? You can't.
They're not hitting the ground running.
No.
They're definitely just like, hey, they're just saying, hi, we're here. Pass by us. This is what we do. And yeah, Google Stadia is launching in just over a week. The company has been quiet on which games have been available right out of the box, coming out in November 19. But they broke that silence with this list. The Google Stadia launch lineup is going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2, Guilt, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 2, Red Dead Redemption, Thumper, Tomb Raider, and pretty much all the other Tomb Raiders, and then Samurai Showdown.
You say Mortal Kombat 2?
Oh, 11. Wow, I thought it was 1-1. I
Dyslexia.
hella did Mortal Kombat 2. I read that wrong. But yeah, my bad. Mortal Kombat 11. Sorry, guys. Mortal Kombat 11, and then all these other games. And again,
Are you not excited for Football Manager 2020?
that's going to be the one.
That looks exciting.
I fucking hate this. This What a disaster.
The 20
Honestly,
line,
I'm
and
just not excited.
that's just the launch lineup, and then hopefully by the end of like 2019, they want to have a couple more games: Borderlands, Darksiders, Football Manager, Farming Simulator, games that aren't really like you know those neck breakers. You're like, oh, what's that? What's going on? What's going on? Who's back there? What's going on? Like there's no excitement towards this, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's gonna be successful. I think there's gonna be an audience for this. There's gonna be people who want this. Game everywhere, put this in their office, take and grab and go, play wherever you want. The idea is gaming everywhere, cloud gaming and all that stuff. So again, for a person who's on the go a lot or something like that, I feel like this would work. But like you said, the games is really what's going to hurt it.
Will it work?
I think so.
We
I mean,
talk
it's
about,
Google, man.
like
Google,
the-
not
No, listen.
money. Google smart.
Oh yeah. So
all right.
Google.
When you want to know something, who do you go to? Google, bitch.
I go to Ask Jeeves actually.
You son of a bitch.
I go to Bing.
But
But no,
no.
What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, first of all, what do you mean it's Google? Google has failed on tons of things.
Yeah,
They've failed
Their
on more things
glasses.
than they've been successful at. Yeah, Google is crazy successful right now. But even YouTube, they didn't start that; they bought that. So it's
Guess
like
what?
the things that
But
they
they're
natively
bringing
start.
money
Google
in,
Glass,
baby. Yeah, I think that's what I was
Failed.
talking about.
Google Plus, failed. That,
You
they
was-
tried to do a Facebook.
You gotta shoot your shot all the time, man.
Sure. How
You
many
gotta
times are
keep
they gonna
shooting.
shoot and fail though? That's what I'm saying. And
Hey.
also this, we talk about it like, oh,
You miss
the technology's
100% of the
proven. No, it's not.
God damn, Wayne Gretzky.
We
Michael
just like this technology is not proven at all. So it's like, why are we talking about it like it's proven technology? No, we haven't even seen it in like real time. This comes out, it's gonna be a shit show for one. Second of all, even Disney Plus, I was having streaming problems last night.
Yeah.
Right, and it just launched.
Guys,
Yeah.
I guess what?
And that's
I didn't.
Listen.
And that shit was amazing.
And-
Fucking get it. Sorry.
and that's movies,
I
right?
was
What?
more hyped for
There's
that.
movies and TV shows.
Mandalorian.
Now let's put games.
Worth it already, baby.
We'll get there.
I thought we were talking about that. I'm
No,
excited.
I'm dropping it because my point is
You were
is
excited about this?
That's a new streaming platform with a bunch of people on it.
Yeah.
And it was already having issues, and there's articles on it having
Yeah,
issues.
you're right.
too,
You're right. Yeah,
right?
100%.
Number two, this is video games, which is way more bandwidth.
True.
Two, there is going to be a lot of people at launch. Three, this is dead before the end of 2020.
Damn.
Dead?
No, sorry, 2022. That's what I meant. Not 2020.
I was like, fuck, dude.
like,
Not even a year.
2022. Dead. They'll
Damn.
discontinue it by the end of 2022.
Well, come back to us in 3 years, everybody. All right. Get this fucker
Rewind the
some
clip.
Technically 2 years.
Technically too.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
you're
the
right.
end.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot. I don't think it'll fail because obviously I think. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to tell like if how much money they invested into it and how much they're willing to lose.
Yeah, they invested a lot in Google Glass. They invested a lot in fucking Google Plus when it came out. There's a shit ton of other stuff that they've invested in. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do remember an article of seeing all the failed Google shit.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's gonna suck because I mean, the more things that fail, I think again, Google just takes chances. Google's the people that they know they failed on the glass, they know they failed on this, and you know what? They still come up with new shit, and like they're not afraid to take that risk. And I think this company, this target that they're trying to go for, gaming industry, there's too much money not to lose or to make, and I think they're still gonna go ahead and try to make that effort. If they had to put more money into exclusives, because they have that going on, they just don't know when it's going to come out. I think it might be, it's future based. I think this might be too early for the birth of what they're trying to do. Maybe it's so hard to kind of pick and choose where gaming is going, and they're kind of double down on streaming.
I don't think they understand the bandwidth it takes to get developers to make quality games. Like let's take Amazon for example.
Yeah,
Where they had a game initiative, they announced a bunch of games. Where are
Yeah.
those games?
yeah, you're right.
It's not even on their own platform. It's not even on. They're just releasing it, right? They're trying to experiment. What happened to those? They're not there. What happened to these? They're not there. Like it's just not. It's not. There are companies who are trying to get into gaming who don't understand the bandwidth and hard work that it takes to get a game running. So then it's like. Now you have Stadia, who's now throwing in streaming into the equation,
Yeah.
which is going to make a game even more impossible to get running
Right,
correctly,
stuff
right?
like that, yeah.
So now it's just it's a mess. I like I said, 2022. By the end of it, this shit's dead. I guarantee you. Just like Google Plus, just like all the other shit that they've done that's failed, right? They're good at acquiring, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like. You only acquire so much, and that's kind of like Xbox strategy, right? They're acquiring all these quality
Studios and
developers,
stuff, yeah.
right? But they're not really making a studio that first party studio that could pump out like quality content. So it's like, I don't know, it's discouraging. The one person I can actually see get into gaming that can actually kind of be successful is Apple.
With the Apple Arcade.
Even with the subscription stuff,
with,
yeah. No,
with,
that's
no,
the first
not
thing
even
that
Apple
came out.
Arcade. If they got into gaming, video games.
Like console?
Yes, with console,
Okay.
like Stadia is trying to do. They're the only one I can see that can actually be successful at it, because at least they hold their punches, and Apple doesn't release shit until it's ready.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Until it's a polished,
There's like
quality
no beta
product.
test, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas
Feel like
like
it's a beta
on
run.
this, I feel like they're just like, this is the thing that we're doing. It all happened really fast, and here it is. Oh, look, it's all the games that you can play right now on any of the consoles that you have. Literally, the Switch, you could play half these consoles.
I was just gonna say
Or
that
games.
earlier. If you wanted to play it on the go, I could just take my Switch and play like half of this list.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
you
So-
really, that's what I'm saying. This audience, I mean, we got to really see how this goes and how this plays out for real, because we got to make sure before you invest. I mean, it's not. I'm not that it's crazy expensive either. It's very inexpensive.
It's like $10 a month, but
It's
still.
worth it. I mean, again, it adds on to a lot of other things that you're piling on, like Netflix, HBO, Hulu, like all these other kind of subscriptions, and it just adds on to it.
And do people want to play their full-fledged games on the go?
I mean, with Flowers, the way he beats games, probably not.
Well, I'm saying like even with the Switch is like even Switch specific games, it's
Yeah.
like a lot of it. One, it helps that it's also a home console, but like a lot of like the Link's Awakening and Legend of Zelda Breath of the
Mhm.
Wild, they're very good mobile games because you can kind of pop in and
True.
pop out, right? Whereas like something like a Jedi. Fallen Order. You don't necessarily want to pop in and pop out of that. You
No,
want
I'm
to be
gonna
engaged in the
straight
story or The
beeline
Last
that
of Us
bitch.
or Uncharted,
Yep.
right? And especially when you see, it's in the news that we're going to be talking about Sony possibly getting back into the handheld market.
Yeah.
It's like this is really just going to chisel away at the selling point of Stadia, and especially with things like cross-platform. So it's like, okay, now there's really no reason, because it's like,
why?
why? So that's my only thing is I don't see this working out for them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to be just we got to wait and see how it goes. See how that first wave of criticism, how that first quarter goes with them, and see how they really react to the market and react to what happens and what they want to do to it.
Nothing can go wrong. They have the person who launched the PS3 on there as president,
Who was that?
Phil Harrison.
on the
You're
Stadia.
absolutely right. Yeah.
PS3 went really well when it launched, right?
No.
No, this is all bad. This is gonna be
This
a
is going to be a
disaster.
disaster. But I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, again, Google, if they lose $1 billion, that's some change to them. That's that part.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm
$1
sure
billion?
it's-
Pff, all right, fuck it.
I'm sure it's nothing to them, but at the same time, it's just I don't know. They seem a little bit disingenuous. In
Yeah,
terms
a
of
little
like,
bit money grab. I don't know. I don't want to say all that just yet. I got to really wait. Maybe if I actually play it in my hands, see how it feels. I don't know. It's too
You're
early
not
to
gonna
tell.
play it.
But no, because I won't pay for it.
Yeah, so
Wait for it to go.
hands.
this
Wait
is
till
what
they
I'm
get
saying.
Put it in my
So,
hands. See
I
how
mean,
it goes.
Who knows? Maybe if there's a demo or something at a GameStop. I still think we need to go to one of those GameStops.
When was the last time you walked into a GameStop?
About a week ago for a pop. They wasn't there, so I was a little upset. But I'm trying to go
Okay.
to one of the GameStop that actually has that new layout. I know
I think
been
that's
trying to
only
roll it
in,
out.
like,
there's a
the
couple
South,
stores, but I
right?
mean,
Around
again,
here?
No, I saw that just ever since that one video that came out.
I thought that was in the
Okay.
South and like East Coast shit.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta wait now. I want to see those stores in my area.
It's gonna be
Right,
shut
might
down
be a
before
while.
they get those rolled.
Fuck,
out.
we're gonna shut down. But yeah, I mean, Mikey brought it up, so we could definitely get into it right now. With the whole Sony and what they're trying to do.
What they doing?
Mikey, you want to run the boat on that one? I'll let you run the boat.
Why you want to let me run? the
Because this is you. This is what you want.
Sony PlayStation cartridge patent sparks handheld hope. So essentially, there's a patent that was published, which patents get published all the time by all various different companies.
What's a pen?
So it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's for a game cartridge.
What's a pen?
It's for a game cartridge.
There's a pen for no, but like what is a pen?
Oh, it's where company. Are you dumb, or you just need me to
a little bit of
explain
both,
this
to
the
be honest, because
company?
I have an idea. A pen is just pretty
A
much
patent
calling
is
dibs,
basically
right?
when you go, hey, we got this idea, we need to patent it, so no one
So
takes
no one
this
can take
idea.
it.
Dibs.
Yeah. So it's for a
Dibs.
high-res game cartridge, essentially, where you can get really high-quality video and frame rate and everything out of this game cartridge.
Yeah.
It's a high-bandwidth game cartridge, essentially, and you might be saying, why does this mean handheld? Well, because Sony never used cartridges for anything besides their handhelds. One of them. They've always used optical discs, even on the PSP, which was a handheld.
They really did. Fuck.
So the only reason for them to actually be doing this is to make another handheld, which I could see Sony getting back to the handheld game.
I'm excited though.
Well, yes, because I think they've seen the success of the Nintendo Switch, and as much as you guys give me shit for saying the Vita was a failure and nobody played,
I never
the
said
Vita,
it was a. I mean,
blah,
it
blah,
just.
blah, blah. No, it was a failure though. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Like, it
Why do
wasn't
you
their
love it so
best-selling
much?
console, because it had really great shit on it, and it worked really.
If it was
well.
great, it'd sell. It wouldn't be shit.
No, here I'll diagnose exactly what went wrong with
Give
the
me
Vita.
the diagnosis.
$100 memory cards that a memory card wasn't included.
You had to get a
no
Pro
unbuilt-on
Duos?
storage.
Yeah.
No, it was proprietary memory cards,
Pro
just
Duos.
like the Pro Duo, but not. As
Oh, it wasn't Pro
expensive.
Duos?
No.
Oh, but it was still proprietary. Remember?
Proprietary.
Holy fuck.
It looked like a micro SD. Was not a micro SD.
Wow.
You can only get those memory cards. There's no third-party memory cards. It was only the ones by Sony. 136 gigabytes was like $200. So.
Damn.
Yeah, very expensive. And they didn't mention anything about a memory card. So after they released the price and everything, right, they were like, oh, also you need a memory card. It doesn't have built-in storage. So off the bat, people were like, what the fuck? So that just added $100 to this $300 system. So that's one issue. 2, launch lineup was phenomenal. 3, by the time it got to the second year, it was hard to get developer support because Sony at that point wasn't really supporting it because they saw the rocky start instead of seeing it through like someone like a Nintendo would.
Yeah.
Right? They have a rocky start. They try to see it through. They try to make it as good as possible.
They were already like, we're bleeding. Fuck it. Close it.
Yeah,
They were
so
like,
they don't do it. So it went from a lot of stage time on E3 press conferences to some time on E3 press conferences to we'll announce indie games on it. And then the Vita fan base is very cult.
it's
like, it is
cool. Yeah, 100%.
It's like the people who played it. And the Vita had I forgot the exact attach rate, but it had a very high attach rate for games. Like
Because I
people who
remember-
bought Vita were playing games, whereas like on a PS4,
Yeah, I
it
think
could
that
be
was
like
the only
1 or
reason.
2 games per unit sold.
Yeah.
Which is really, really low, but pretty standard. Whereas Vita games, you can have up to 9 games, like per person who has a Vita that has a console. So that's a really, really high games. And again, that's where the money's made too. So that's why people kept releasing games on it because people kept buying it. But Sony wasn't supporting it, so it was hard to get bigger supporters onto it. That and it was just a rocky start. So that's why the Vita failed essentially. And then they did the whole 3G bullshit, and that didn't work. And they said only AT&T, and it was a whole thing. And they really underutilized a lot of what made Vita special, right? And then again,
What made
as
it special,
Sony
though?
always does, it's gimmicks out the front, right, with the back touchpad or whatever, right? They could have done it to where it's like, here's the Vita Slim, still an OLED screen, right? We got rid of the back touch. We added back triggers. Like they could have done something to kind of push it even more forward.
But they just gave up on it.
But they just kind of didn't, and it kind of just was left out there to die until officially it died down this year. Whereas on this, I could see they see what Nintendo did. That's what the Vita was doing though. Like Uncharted Golden Abyss was a console quality game on a handheld, and they introduced remote play before fucking anybody.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was the only reason why I was thinking about getting a Vita.
It was
Would it be like, holy shit, you're
Sounds like it was
telling me
ahead
I
of
could
time.
play my PlayStation and I need to go somewhere. I could literally just pick up my Vita and continue. I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and it was a rocky start, and then it got better, and it got better, and it got better to where you can literally play like Uncharted like 4 like in your hotel room from your PS4 wirelessly, which is really, really cool. So it's like that goes back to the whole Stadia thing. There's ways to do this without it, because that processing's happening on the PS4 and not like just in the cloud. So
based on all that,
we got the cartridge patent, which makes me believe that they're trying to, because look, if you're a company, right, and you're seeing
a gaming company,
if you're a gaming company, right, or just a company in general, and you see your competitor making 100% of the profit off a market that you had, right, that you could at least have some share on and make some money on, because they made a lot of money with the Vita. Like, even though it's sold low, again, the money's in
the game.
Software sales, and software sales were through the roof, right? So you see how Nintendo's treating it. They have 100% market share of that one particular area of handheld gaming. Why would you just succeed that to them? Why would you just be like, okay, you can have
here
that?
you go, hand it. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That's true. Yeah, a piece of that cake.
Business, man. We got to make money.
So that's why
What you got?
I could see them getting back into it. I don't think it's too crazy. Now, are they? I don't know, but I could see Sony doing it. So that's my take on it.
The thing about the cartridge, the thing about patent is that patents come and go so many times. Does this give that hope for a lot of Vita loyals and that kind of the stands were like, hey, you know what? Hell yeah, we want Sony handheld. How many years did we have the PSP Vita? Like,
PSP was a long time.
I mean, again, that's a lot of years. Like, I kind of grew up with the Vita. I remember the PSP coming out when I was like elementary or like middle school or something like that. Like, and it was up until just this year. So that's a long time where Sony was in the market of handheld devices, and for them to be like
2006 to
I could see
this
them.
year.
Yeah, exactly. I could see them taking a step back and be like, you know what? Okay, hold on. Let's relax. Let's regroup. Let's figure out what's going on with this console, and then let's patent this. Let's call dibs on this. I could see that happening and kind of see them going into it. But again, hopefully PlayStation does it right. If this does come to be a handheld thing,
patents happen all the time. Where I don't
They
know
come
if you
and go.
remember the PlayStation controller patent, where it was
Yeah, I remember that.
two PlayStation Move balls on
Yeah.
the top of it, and it
How
breaks
long
off.
ago was this?
This was like I don't know, like 5 years ago.
I have never
So like
seen
patents
that.
come and go all the time. I do think it's interesting that they do this, and Sony is number one in terms of like hardware, the like media playing hardware.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In terms of like Blu-ray and even MP3 back in the day, CD, like they really like kind of paved the way for all this shit. So this I take a little less lightly than I did on the controller, because like that shit always comes and goes. And then on top of that, the Vita, I always said if they would have just held it 2 years, because that's when the PS4 came out, 2 years
True,
after,
yeah.
right? So if they would have just held it a little bit longer and launched it alongside or
Remote
like
Play
a
still
little
worked
bit
on the
after.
PS4, no?
Yeah, no, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like if they would have just held it a little bit longer, because it came out in that weird area where it was like, all right, PlayStation is winning the game console, but everybody's kind of over the PS3, and there's this Vita thing, and
we gotta do.
like there's a lot of like they should have held PlayStation All Stars too, and that should have been a launch game with the Vita. Like if they would have
That'd
just
been good.
held things a little bit longer, I think the Vita could have actually. I think we would have been talking about it very differently right now.
I mean, trial and error, man. You got to figure out how it works. I mean, they definitely shot themselves in the foot with the previous launches, and just like you said, your diagnosis of how it messed up, like the memory card, all that stuff. If they fix that with this new cartridge, yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, give me a game like Drake's Uncharted. What was it? Odyssey? No. What was it? A Drake
Drake's
game?
Fortune.
The one that Drake came for the
Drake's Fortune.
yeah, Abyss or
Drake's
something?
Fortune?
Was it?
Oh, Golden Abyss. Sorry.
That was I
Drake's
was thinking.
Drake's Fortune?
What's
It was Golden
that
Abyss.
was the first one, I think.
Yeah, I remember that game specifically, and I remember people using that game, and I remember being blown away by that.
Yeah, that's right.
And I do remember
good game.
PSP Vita games with God of War, and I was like, oh my god, and that's literally the only reason why I got the Vita in the first place was because of God of War. There was two
You mean
games
PSP?
coming out. PSP, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
The PSP God of War, and I was like, yeah, I need a PSP.
And Killzone Mercenary 2, it looked like a PS3 like Killzone game. Like it was great. Like they had really good shit, and they have the first party developers that kind of support it.
Yeah,
Unit 13 was another really fucking good game. So they had Mod Nation Racers when it came out.
I remember that because they
There was a
released it
game that
again for
you
the
really like. I
PlayStation
forgot
4.
what it was called. It was a Japanese game though. Really fucking good.
Final Fantasy?
No, it was
No.
fuck, what was it called? I forgot what it was
Naruto.
called. Really popular though. It came
Naruto?
near the end
Dragon Ball
of the.
Z?
No, it wasn't like that. Like it was a new
It was
IP from
RPG?
Sony.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like there were like these like squads. Or it's hard to explain, but you would have really.
Very hard to explain.
Okay.
I gotta
Oh,
get
it's
the
cool.
word
for it.
But we got that. I mean, we got that going on. So, I mean, we'll see if anything comes up. I mean, hopefully they announce something. I mean, with this patent, I mean, whenever they do a next E3 type panel, whenever they do the PlayStation event, PSX, if they ever do one of those again, hopefully they announce saying, hey, we did this patent. Man, they actually never say that. Hey, we had a
They
patent.
never say that.
They're going to be like, hey,
They
guess
go,
what? We
"Here's
got
this
something
thing."
new.
There we
They'll
go.
just say that. And then hopefully it comes with the name. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. This is a wait and see type one. So I'll wait and see. And I'll get excited for that later.
All right.
Because I'll wait and see. The next bit of news. There's too much things. There's two things left. Do you want to let's finish out with gaming,
Yeah, that's what. I was gonna
and
say.
then let's go to the next one real quick. Because another thing with PlayStation making moves, man. PlayStation making moves. They're trying to make way for the PlayStation 5. And so what PlayStation did is that they hired a new person for their worldwide studios. They hired the guy Herman Holst. Am I saying his name right?
Yes, that is correct.
Herman Holst from Guerrilla Games. And you guys might know who makes Guerrilla Games. Those are the guys who makes Horizon Zero Dawn,
Killzone.
Killzone. Like that guy who, the CEO of that company, he
He started the company
from the ground
Guerrilla
up.
Games, right? Before Sony bought them, he really he's
established himself.
Studio director essentially.
Yeah.
Has had his hand in every game that's come out of Guerrilla, and now they're huge after Horizon Zero Dawn. And really just had his hand in that PlayStation ecosystem since like day one. Like I always remember seeing Herman at like E3. I remember when he demoed Shadowfall.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember when he demoed Killzone 2. I remember when he demoed Killzone 3. I remember when he came out and
he'd be the first kid.
Horizon. Yeah. He's always been a G. He's always been an interesting figure to me because he was always a little bit more on the secretive side. Like you just kind of see him every once in a while, but like, and then a couple years ago he got a Twitter and like he's been more and more active and like you can see him kind of like laying the foundation to like make a movement like this eventually. But sorry, well, why is he in there? What happened to Shuhei?
That's the thing, right? Everybody loves Shuhei Yoshida. This is the guy who everybody knows and loves. Like he's truly like the next. He was like the
he's the Godfather, dog.
He's the Godfather. He's the Sony version of what the Nintendo guy. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. Reggie. He's like that well known. Like when you think of
are you thinking of the Mario guy?
Yeah. No.
Thinking who
Reggie.
Mario?
Reggie's the guy. Know. If you know who I'm talking about. If I say the name Reggie, you know who I'm talking about. I can't forget his last name.
Yeah, but he wasn't in like the spot Reggie was in. He wasn't like a.
But that's for me. Like when I think of PlayStation thing, I'm thinking of Shuhei Yoshida. And when I think of like Nintendo, I'm thinking of him. So Shuhei Yoshida, he's the guy who kind of ran that, and because of what's his name again? I think I'm in a Herman Holst. I'm always gonna think I'm gonna butcher his name. My bad, guys. But because he's taking over his position, what is he gonna do? So the idea is that he's going to be developing this whole new division that Sony is going to be making. He will leave his current role to lead an initiative that will look after and nurture external, smaller, independent studios. The changes the changes are part of Sony Interactive restructurings ahead of the launch of the PS5. It also comes after the month of the chairman Shawn Layden leaving as well. So
Shuhei's not leaving.
He's not leaving.
Like a demotion though.
No. So this is what happens. So
because they're changing a lot of things.
PlayStation 4 came out.
Okay.
And indie was their biggest thing, right? They had Adam Boyes at the time basically heading up indie, who has recently left the company in the last couple of years. But remember the video of them like handing the PlayStation, the big white guy?
This is how you change
this is how you share a game, right?
Yeah.
And remember it went like viral. So the white guy essentially did this to a capacity, but it wasn't as an official role like this essentially. So basically he's doing what he did for first party, right? He built Sony's first party. He managed all the Sony first party studios. He checked in with them.
There's 14
now essentially
studios.
Because indie was so big for PS4 and it kind of died out near the end and really have burned a lot of indie developers near the end of the life cycle where they started off so strong. And since Adam Boyd left, they really haven't had like a big presence in indies. He's essentially doing what he did for first party studios for indies. So now he's going to be heading up all these indie developers and curating these indie games, and I'm sure there's going to be exclusivity with them. So essentially, he's making what he did for first-party studios, he's doing for indie game developers. So he'll see a Nick DiPaolo with Adam Ascending, and he'll be like, "This is a really cool game. Like, let me help you with this," and blah 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 blah. And then like, what do you think about this for being exclusive for PlayStation? And blah, blah. And then now he has all these little indie developers. He's now going around making sure that
they're
on time. Yeah. They're doing good ideas. That blah blah blah. Like kind of
keep the wheels turning.
That. Because honestly, he's built the strongest first-party studio lineup that the gaming industry has ever seen, even stronger than Nintendo. Like
damn near.
Their first-party lineup is, and then again, he had a hand in Insomniac being bought by Sony.
So would you say that's a step up or a step down?
I think he wanted
it's uncharted territories. Yeah,
okay.
It's something.
I think
it's a new
one
challenge.
Of those things where a person in a company is like, I'm doing really really good at my job. And I need a challenge, or I want to do something different. And Sony probably said, "Hey, this is an opportunity. Need we help, or what do you want to do?" And he probably said, "I want to work with indies.
I want to bring this back."
So I think, this is just me like speculating now because obviously, this thing I feel like third-party games would be perfect on handheld.
Yeah.
So now it could be
it's
like
not third-party games; it's indies.
Well, no, but still, like the idea of Yoshida kind of saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm thinking future. Like if we're gonna be doing handheld again, like I'm gonna make sure we get you the best handheld.
Yeah,
games
I mean, it looks like they're
over
moving
again.
for that.
That's just me thinking like that.
handheld games, and then like I said, games like Adam's Ascending from like the Apollo,
Like,
right?
those
like
are
just
all
being like,
crazy
this is
good
really
games.
like this is a cool idea.
Bring
I want
this
to get
bitch
this
over
on
here.
my shit.
Yeah.
And I want to fund you, and I want to do this, and I want to kind of oversee, just making sure like you guys are and have all the resources you need, right? So really, like you said, also indie games really supported the Vita for the longest time, right? So if we're getting our fucking tinfoil hats on, you know what I mean?
You get the conspiracy theories going on.
That would be a great way to actually.
That would be like, hey.
That's a great point. I never thought about it.
I mean, I can think of it like that. I mean, that's the reason why he's trying to get that ready. It's like, it's all future. Again, this is all the idea.
Pure
all these
speculation,
moves, all these like Sean Lady moving, the Mr. Holt's kind of going into this. They're really trying to plan the future, and I feel like they're really not trying to butcher this PlayStation 5 launch.
I see the moves that they're making. Herman Hulst, I don't think they could have chose a better successor to Yoshida.
Yeah, from everything that I was reading, like people really love this guy.
He's an OG, man. Like
people really like
he
this
was
guy.
with Guerrilla before. Like Guerrilla is one of Sony's first like studios that they kind of like bought. So like he's been with the company for a long time. He's seen a developer go from to okay to oh my god, this is a fucking powerhouse studio, right? So with that kind of mind at the helm, right, and also as an internal hire, right?
Yeah.
So it's like after him, or let's say he moves up, right? Are we gonna get Neil Druckmann, like from Naughty Dog, to head up like all the first? Like that's what's really cool about having this network of like powerhouses is you can have people come in and like head it up and take over for each other.
And they mesh well. They know the system. They know how everything works, and it really just to Sony's benefit. Next man up, like they got a powerhouse of people. Like you were saying, they have the best first party business. Why not just like, hey, if somebody leaves, hey, you're next. Like we have so many things. Like
let's grow.
Let's grow. Let's make this even bigger. Like instead of just yours,
you got the mentality.
You got all of us. And
or like some no name too, because it could have been like some internal person, right? That's probably been with the company for a long time. But it's like you're taking a developer and you're putting him in charge of developers. You're taking a first party developer.
They had worldwide studios now
in front of first party
take
developers.
part of first party developers, which is so cool. It's such a cool move, and especially him, where it's like I said, him or Druckmann I could have seen. I'm sure Druckmann didn't want to do that move quite yet. I think either of those.
He's still doing The Last of Us, man.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is his baby too.
It's crazy because like I could name like a bunch of different people from each first party studio for the most part. I mean, there's gonna be a couple gaps like the Gran Turismo developer. I don't fucking know like really the names there, but like Nate Fox over at Sucker Punch, right? You can name like they have these really prominent developers, right?
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see. I'm excited to see what comes of this indie initiative from Sony, kind of hitting up indie studios from Shuhei, because Shuhei is really great at that. Like I said,
people just love him. I just remember like he's really interactive with a lot of his fans on Twitter and everything like that. Like he's really cool. A lot of people just love his energy, love what he does, and I mean, again, he created something very special, and then for him to have another opportunity to kind of create something of his own again. And again, it's the party's like, hey, you know what? Let's go.
What's interesting too, just to reflect on like kind of what Shuhei did, Sony was very like old school, like very like closed off. And Shuhei would go on, like I remember when he did Podcast Beyond on IGN for the first time, right? And like you didn't have Sony people like that. Like you had Kevin Butler's, which was part of their marketing, right?
Yeah,
but like, you didn't have like really front facing. Like you had Drac Trenton as like the president, right? But like he didn't really interact like that. Whereas like Shuhei did Podcast Beyond. I remember that being a huge fucking thing, and like he would joke around and make jokes, and they'd always ask him about The Last Guardian, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's coming, right?" But like that was the first time you kind of saw Sony come in to like be more personable. Yeah, and then after, like, because of Shuhei, you have the PlayStation Blogcast. You have more predominant Sony people coming into like the public sphere, like Cory Barlog.
No, exactly.
Like you see them have more personality, where it's like faces behind the games, aside from like someone like Xbox or Microsoft or Nintendo or Xbox, right?
That's the reason why I compare them so much to
or Activision, where it's like you really don't have a head. It's just kind of Activision, right? But you don't have, this person's Call of Duty game, or this is, so that's what's special about Sony, and that's all thanks to Shuhei. So it's really cool to see him kind of blossom into this beautiful indie developer.
Flowers. No, I mean, that's I think the reason why I compare him. Like not comparing, but that's the reason why I think of like him and Reggie from Nintendo as like those characters, those guys who like really changed the way people look at that company and really just shed more light to them. It's like, hey, we're not just like, hey, money, da da da. We're here for you guys. We're more personable than what it needs to be. Showing that face, and it's really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, that as far as games goes, that's all we got for the gaming news.
News.
I was waiting for that. I'm sorry. I
know why. You still got more news.
I know. Well, I mean, this is for the gaming news. Now, I mean, as far as that goes, I kind of... this happened a little while ago, but I just wanted to get your guys' opinion because I know how much of a stan and a fan that I am about this.
Entertainment news.
Entertainment news, exactly. So we never really got into it because I just wanted to see what people's reactions were and things like that. And I want to get your guys' reaction.
Okay.
Did you guys hear about Marvel and then Martin Scorsese? How they went at it? They were like, "Yo, what's up?" You hear about that news?
They didn't go at it, but he just said Marvel movies aren't not cinema.
He said Marvel movies are not cinema. And I remember when people said that, they took that shit out of context, or they took that shit and ran with it all over. They're like, you just don't fucking like these movies? You don't like it? What's going on? And everybody was making a big fuss about it, where they were just saying, oh, Martin Scorsese doesn't like his movies, and everybody was trying to get sound bites out of every director possible. James Gunn, Kevin Feige, they all said some things about this. Man, it sucks that he doesn't like my movies.
Stern.
Sorry?
Even Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Asking Robert Downey Jr.
What did Howard Stern say?
He asked Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I don't know why he would say that, which I agree. It's like, I don't know why he would say that. Like,
I forgot about that.
They are in the movies. Like, it is in theaters. Like, what is your definition of cinema?
That's what I was going to say. Like, how would you define cinema?
Well, and that's the thing, right? So after all this backlash and all these people talking on the radio and all this stuff, and like Howard Stern, Martin Scorsese, I remember he took out an ad out of the New York Times just to kind of clarify himself and just say, hey, this is kind of why I said it. And let me see if I could get the exact quote.
I actually haven't heard this part, so I'm interested in this part.
But I just remember saying that. I actually got to read this.
Start down. You want me to read it?
Please, because if you've seen
everybody has a different definition of cinema. Everybody has a different definition of art. Everybody has a different definition of risk, I guess. Oh wait, no, sorry, that was a Feige quote. That's what Feige said about it.
So no, it's right here. He says, in short, he hasn't seen them and he doesn't like them. He thinks they are not cinema and that they pose a threat to the movie-going experience by not leaving much room for the movies that are sequels. One of Scorsese's criticisms of Marvel movies is that they don't contain any serious revelation, mystery, or genuine emotional danger, adding that there's nothing to risk for Marvel movies.
Yeah, so
that's kind of one of his things saying this is like it's not cinema because it's really not emotional. It doesn't really take you out, and it really just doesn't affect you. It really doesn't, like, you come into a movie and it doesn't leave you in awe. Like going to a movie, he's like the way that they also said it and was saying, like, you go to a Marvel movie, you know what to expect, you know what's gonna happen, the hero wins, things like that. That's what he was saying, and there's no really revelation. There's no like awe-inspiring moment. There's no like, oh my god, you could do this. There's no inspiration out of that, and that's really what he dug at when he said that things about saying, hey, they're not cinema. And I was just trying to think, like, for you guys, like, what do you think about those comments? I mean, everybody already kind of put in their 2 cents, but I don't want to make sure we actually talk about that. Because for me, as far as movies goes, like, I love those movies. I go to the movies only because of Marvel sometimes, damn near. Like, I know Martin Scorsese has his movie on Netflix coming out, and it's going to be one of those, it's on Netflix. It's going to be really hyped. It's one of the old mafia movies. Like, they're using Robert De Niro, like all those good, really OG, like.
Is that coming out on Netflix?
It's coming. They're doing a theatrical run, but it's going to be coming out on Netflix as well.
The Soprano movie, right? Isn't it the new Sopranos or whatever?
No,
Joey
it's not
Diaz
a Soprano movie. No. Can you check it out? I don't know. Just put Martin Scorsese movie, see what comes up. But I keep forgetting. I know it's supposed to be like a really, and that's the reason why they're talking about it. But for me, the idea when I go to the movies, Martin Scorsese's right. It's supposed to like kind of just revelation, mystery, genuine emotional danger, huh?
Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
Scorese.
If you look at the computer in front of you, you could probably find it. Just saying.
What if I have one right here?
It's so good. He got me there.
Nobody can hear you.
For me, when I go to movies, the idea for me when I go there is just to, hey, you know what? I'm going to a movie. Take me out of the reality that I'm in.
Yeah.
Take me to a different.
You want to know what
world.
movie he has?
It's the movie that he's coming out on Netflix. I think Martin Scorsese.
Oh, The Irishman.
That one, The Irishman. That was supposed to be like the next. Like that's his movie. That's like, and people are raving about that movie too. Like people are saying it's like a really long movie, but they're saying it's really good. It's like one of those.
3 hours and 30 minutes. You got to be fucking kidding me.
It's like 3 hours and 30 minutes. Longer than Endgame. And he's over here talking about it. But the idea about his movie, they're saying, like, a lot of people review the movie already, and they're saying it's a generational movie. You have to go see it. It's one of those really crazy inspiring movies.
Want me to read the thing?
Yeah, go ahead if you can. You fucking don't have anything, yes.
Yeah. In the 1950s, truck driver Frank Shearing gets involved with Russell Bufalino and his Pennsylvania crime family. As Shearing climbs the ranks to become a top hitman, he also goes to work for Jimmy Hoffa, a powerful teamster tied to organized crime. I'm watching this movie.
Yeah,
It's
look,
a good
Scorsino's
movie, bro.
Scorsese he's a really good director. He makes really good movies.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and shit on like, oh, because he bashed Marvel. Like some people are like, oh, fuck you, your movies are bad anyway. It's like, no, he's a good director, but like by somebody else's definition, technically that's not cinema either, because I forgot who said it, but somebody said Netflix. I forgot who it was. Said Netflix like movies shouldn't be considered for Academy Awards.
No, and it's super crazy.
So it's like by somebody else's own definition, his isn't cinema either.
I remember reading that.
So
too.
it's like I don't understand this. Look, it's movies. They evoke emotion. Sometimes Marvel movies, they're funny. Sometimes they're sad. Sometimes, yeah, they are just fun, dumb movies. I'd say for one, not Endgame, but Infinity War. I would say that is one of the peaks of cinema in terms of action.
Made me cry. Damn
right?
near.
Yeah, where it's
danger.
Like,
hey, let's kill half the cast.
There were stakes.
You
made a bad guy. You made me sympathize with a bad guy. Like that's that's what's supposed to be really good. So
exactly so for me the idea of movies is just to kind of take me out of my world and escape from me. That's why I think cinema is right here is perfect. That's why I think Marvel movies are cinema, and every movie that they make, if you make even The Waiting Room, like it's a the room, the movie with
The Room. You got it.
James Franco and Seth Rogen, they're the ones they're all doing that. So I think that's why it's really good and making it in the house. What's going on? But no, that's what I really like about it, is that movies are supposed to take you out. You're supposed to enjoy it 2-3 hours, and that's what Marvel movie does. So Scorsese, for him to say that, it's cool, it's all. But I'll still watch The Irishman. I'm not gonna say it's not cinema. 3 hours and 30 minutes though.
Yeah, but somebody else would.
3 hours and 30 minutes though.
Yeah,
that's fucking long.
That's steep. Tombo, you gonna be able to stay awake that long?
Bro, I'm watching this movie.
You couldn't even get past the movie. We took you to go see a movie and you slept. It was Star Wars.
You also fell asleep. Yeah, it was Star Wars and then Endgame too.
We took you to see Star Wars and you fell asleep.
We went to go see Star Wars.
High as fuck.
That's why I'm not even taking you to go see the new Star Wars too. I was like, I was gonna go to sleep. I'm not even gonna take you to watch this movie.
The Irishman.
Yeah, we'll go Netflix and chill in your room.
Oh, it's going on Netflix?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's close it out though, guys. This is gonna be this week's episode of Invite Only right here on Play Everything. Don't forget to watch us on YouTube.com. Listen to us over here on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you can listen to an audio podcast. We got you covered. I am going to be your host, Compa Andres.
That was so
fuck was that?
Yeah, that was a weak one. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but we got Flowers. He disappeared. Probably want to go take a shit. Cheeks Jr. right here to my left, and then obviously Tombo Vlogs over here.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.